You know, when you picture an architect, what do you see? I bet it's something like a huge drafting table, tons of rulers, and these massive rolled-up paper blueprints, right? And yeah, for a long time that was spot on. But that world, it's pretty much gone. It's been replaced by something way more powerful. So let's go beyond the blueprint and find out how modern buildings are really put together.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. A modern skyscraper is just this incredibly complicated web of steel, glass, wires, pipes, everything. Could you actually coordinate all of that with just some lines on a piece of paper? The answer is no way. And the reason why has totally changed the game for the entire construction industry. And this change wasn't just some small update. It was a full-blown revolution. At the very heart of it is one single idea that turned buildings from simple drawings into living systems of data.
And this, right here, is the big shift. We've moved from drawing lines that represent a building to creating a digital twin of the building itself. It's a model that doesn't just show you how it looks, it actually knows what it is. That line on the screen isn't just a line anymore. It knows it's a wall, and it knows what material it's made of, how thick it is, even its fire rating.
That whole concept is called Building Information Modeling, or BIM for short. Now, it's not just about a cool 3D model. The most important part is the I, the information. Every single thing in that model, from a huge structural beam down to a tiny light switch, is packed with intelligent data about itself.
And this is where you can really see the difference. A traditional blueprint, it's flat, it's static. If you change a window on one page, you have to manually go and change it on every other drawing it appears on. But a BIM model? Oh, that's a dynamic, integrated database. You change a door in the 3D view, and it automatically updates on the floor plan and the cost schedule everywhere, instantly.
Okay, so we're getting our heads around this revolutionary idea, BIM. The next logical question is, how do you actually do it? How do you build one of these digital structures? You know, brick by digital brick.
Well, you use some pretty powerful software. And in the world of BIM, one of the biggest power tools out there is called Revit. You should think of it less like a drawing program and more like a digital construction site where you're actually assembling the building out of smart components.
And the level of detail you can get into is just incredible. Inside Revit, you're not just drawing lines for walls, you're placing digital objects that know what they are. You're coordinating the building's skeleton, the beams and columns, with its entire nervous system. That's the MEP, which stands for mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. This is absolutely crucial because it lets you find clashes, like where a pipe is going to run into a steel beam before construction even starts. And all of this information lives in one central model that can automatically spit out reports and all the final construction plan.
So having a technically perfect model is one thing, but to really get a project off the ground, you have to get people to fall in love with the vision. They need to feel what it's like to actually be in that space. And that's where the magic of visualization comes in.
Because a model in Revit, as smart and detailed as it is still a technical tool at its core. It's a database you can look at in 3D. It's not really designed to look like a photograph.
And that's the next big step. To really sell that vision, you've got to turn that raw data into something that feels real. You need to show how the sunlight is going to stream into the lobby, or what the brick is going to look like right at sunset.
And for that part of the job, professionals turn to amazing visualization software like Lumion. They basically import that data-heavy Revit model, and then they get to play digital photographer. They add realistic materials, lighting, trees, grass, even people walking around to create these absolutely stunning, lifelike images and video walkthroughs.
All right, so we've got the super smart technical model, and we've got the beautiful lifelike visualization. But how do all these pieces actually fit together? How do we bridge the gap between the digital world of clicks and the physical world of concrete?
It really all comes down to this super streamlined modern workflow. First up, step 1. You design and coordinate that intelligent BIM model in Revit. That's your foundation, your single source of truth. Then, step 2, you bring that vision to life with a tool like Lumion, creating those amazing visuals that get everybody on board. And finally, the crucial step 3, you generate the actual construction documents directly from that same central model. This makes sure that everyone, from the lead architect to the person pouring the concrete, is working off the exact same playbook.
And this whole ecosystem isn't just for one person. It's a total team effort. You've got the architects who design the building's form and how it works. Then you have these specialized BIM coordinators. Their entire job is to manage that complex digital model and make sure all the data is perfect.
And then, of course, you have the construction pros on site who rely on those perfectly coordinated plans to build it right the first time, which saves a massive amount of time and money.
You know, this quote really nails why all this matters. The whole point of mastering these tools isn't just to make fancy models or pretty pictures. It's about getting to a place where you have the confidence to take a project from just an idea in someone's head all the way to a finished, physical building standing in the real world.
So the big takeaway here is pretty simple. The next time you see a brand new, complex building climbing into the sky, just remember, it didn't start with a pencil and paper. It started its life as this rich, intelligent 3D database, a digital twin, that was built, tested, and perfected long before the first shovel ever touched the dirt.
So, I'll leave you with this little thought. The next time you walk into a new office building or a hospital or an airport, just look around for a second. Think about that invisible layer of data that defined every wall, every beam, every single light fixture. What kind of digital secrets do you think it's holding?